The Resolution and Impact Review Committee was appointed to review the use, implementation, and impact of House of Delegates resolutions. You know, over the years, people have said, whatever happens to our policy, does it go anywhere? Does it matter? Do we make a difference? So that's what this committee has been tasked to do. It's to show you the good work that we do should be communicated back to us, so we appreciate that our work really matters. At this time, I am pleased to recognize Judge Leslie Miller of Arizona, Chair of the committee, to share a little more about the work of the committee and to introduce this year's video. Judge Miller.
Thank you. Madam Chair, members of the House, the Resolution Impact and Review Committee reviewed the House of Delegates resolutions from the past 10 years and chose this 2015 resolution, which seeks to eliminate questions about mental health history, diagnosis, and treatment from bar admissions applications, and instead ask questions that focus on conduct or behavior that impairs an applicant's ability to practice law. Since the passage of this resolution, 15 states have eliminated these questions. Several other states are currently considering the change. And this resolution has been used to support the arguments for change in those states. And hopefully, these leaders, you, will go back to your states that might not yet have passed this resolution or affected this change and bring change in your states as well. After selection of the resolution, we received tireless assistance from Amy Albright, Janet Stearns, David Jaffe, and Marissa Dukowski, who helped us locate the two brave and, you'll see, relentless women who you will hear from today. My thanks to the committee, Carrie Kerber, and particularly Julie Brown and Matthew Stanton, whose energy and passion to clearly convey the issue on this video will be obvious. ABA resolutions can have a profound impact and make a significant difference to the profession and individual lives. This is one of those resolutions.
Disturbing headlines herald the horrors. New data give credence to those claims. Rates of anxiety, depression, and suicidal thoughts are on the rise. In the survey of law student well-being titled, "It's Okay to Not Be Okay," researchers exclaim, what is clear is that our law students need help. Crystal Ellison was seeking help. She was dealing with her depression, but before she set foot in her first con law class, she discovered she was putting her bar admission at risk.
And during orientation, one of our deans started talking about our character and fitness applications for the bar.
She was alarmed to learn that answering truthfully about her mental health could bar her from the profession, so she stopped seeing her therapist.
It just seemed like the thing to do so that I could, out of self-preservation, be able to make it into the field.
After starting out with a high LSAT score and high hopes, her dreams took a nosedive.
Things just started getting worse and worse. I found myself crying all the time, and by the time it came to our first round of exams, I decided that I just couldn't do it anymore.
She kept showing up for classes, but stopped studying.
I would just sit and do research about the best way to kill myself. It became constant. All I was thinking about was suicide.
After finally reaching out for help and finding she had few options, Crystal decided to withdraw for the semester and concentrate on her mental health.
I didn't really have a plan, but I just knew that that was not working. My life was at risk. There was no way I could stay there.
Concerned that fitness questions kept students like Crystal from getting help, disability rights advocate Emily Cooper, who managed her own mental illness while she was in law school, stepped up to solve the problem.
My first thought is they just haven't thought about this for a long time. The Americans with Disabilities Act had been the law of the land for a couple of decades. This is probably just an oversight.
When she brought that to the attention of the Washington State Bar Association, she was taken aback by the response.
She said, well, yes, we do it to protect the public because people with mental illness are dangerous.
As it turned out, dispelling that misconception was already on the docket for a dedicated, determined group of lawyers.
What we have before us is one of the great issues of discrimination of our day today, dealing particularly with our profession.
I don't believe we should be asking about whether people have been through treatment.
There is still no empirical evidence that mental health diagnosis or treatment is a predictor of whether a future attorney will have problems in the practice of law. What is the best predictor? Conduct.
And conduct-based questions are not only sufficient to evaluate fitness, but the most effective means of doing so.
I want the bar to have a fair chance to inquire into their conduct, and I don't want the bar to go through their mental health history unnecessarily.
That puts the bar applicant in a terrible position. Do I disclose my mental health condition and subject myself to the risk of being publicly stigmatized?
What could be more counterproductive to the goal of ensuring that the lawyers of America are fit to practice than to discourage them from seeking help when they need it?
I want them to get mental health treatment. I want them to be able to practice law. I want you to support this resolution.
All in favor of Resolution 102 as revised, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. No. The ayes have it. The motion carries.
It was incredibly validating. I felt supported, known, seen, and realized it wasn't just me against the bar. This is the American Bar Association wanting to support me and other people like me so that we can continue to do our jobs.
People like Crystal, who went back to law school.
Currently, I am working to finish my seminar paper on the mental health questions. It's my last requirement for graduation. I'd like to thank the ABA delegates for the work that they've done.
You have changed my life, and you have changed so many lives of people like me.
It's made a world of difference to me and other students like me.
I thought I was alone, and I wasn't. I had the ABA House of Delegates at my back and didn't even know it.
I'm very glad that the ABA took that step, but you can't stop.
I know we will have succeeded when not a single state asks about an applicant's mental health condition. When where you choose to practice isn't going to depend on what level of discrimination that state may have. Where I can live in Florida, New York, Ohio, Texas, it doesn't matter. I know my mental health condition's not going to be used against me so that I can't practice in my chosen profession.
I'm hopeful that once I become an attorney, I can continue the fight.
That was an incredible video. I really want to, on behalf of the House of Delegates, express my thanks and appreciation to the House Committee on Resolution and Impact, and especially Leslie Miller for her work. And none of this would have happened without our incredible staff, as she said, led by Carrie Kerber, with the video produced by Julie Brown and Matt Statton. Thank you all so much.